So our next guest will provide the musical segment of tonight's program. Fair Jean is the on-stage persona of Cape Breton performer Alyce Maclean. With influences that span multiple musical genres, the sound of Fair Jane has evolved from louder, alternative, indie folk music to what has more recently been heard as quieter, singer-songwriter folk music. Her songs remain accessible in their articulation of everyday subjects. Lately, Alyce has been lending her talents to a side project with the local alternative band, We Are the Sparks. Alyce was born and reared in Cape Breton. She earned a bachelor's degree with honors in English literature from St. Thomas University and a master's degree in English literature and cultural studies from McMaster University. I ask you to help me welcome Alyce Maclean.
I wish that every gig would start with that kind of an introduction. Opening at Bunkers and see Daryl. Announcing my educational background. People still wouldn't listen though. So before I begin playing, I'm going to sort of wear a few hats tonight, as Nicole was saying earlier, and make a bit of an announcement. So I sort of have an affiliation with the Cape Breton Center for Craft and Design. I spent 6 months interning there. And I just want to let you guys know, I mean, you're such the perfect audience for sort of a conference that's coming up. And what Nicole was saying earlier, how you're sort of planning talks that will be happening around collaboration and change and our community, and sort of looking at different ways for us to grow our community and invest in our community, etc. So the Cape Breton Center for Craft and Design is hosting a community. It's called Growing a Creative Economy. You may or may not have heard about it already. It's happening from March 25th to 27th of this year. And so basically I just wanted to announce that to you folks and make sure you know about it. If you want more information about it, you can go to creativeconference.ca. And I guess just to give you a bit of insight about the conference, it's mostly just about, I mean, what you guys are here listening and talking about already, which is sort of fostering creativity and collaboration in a way to enable the development of new approaches and form new partnerships and really invest time into our communities and coming up with creative partnerships and collaborative ways to invest in our communities. There's a ton of really interesting speakers, some people local. I know Joella Folds will be sitting on one of the panels, but they also have speakers coming from away. One of the really exciting keynotes is a man named Bill Strickland, who sort of works in training centers for youth. I believe he's out of Pittsburgh, and so he opened training centers for youth and basically looking at creative ways to get youth, troubled youth, sort of jobs and through arts and things like that. So he's one of sort of the particularly exciting speakers, but it's just going to be a packed weekend full of lots of great ideas and partnerships and you name it. So I just wanted to make sure everyone knew about that. So it's called Growing a Creative Economy, and it's going to be happening March 25th to 27th. And also, if you register before March 8th, you can sort of access early bird prices. And there's also artist and student registration for people like me who may not be able to necessarily afford the entire weekend. They put a lot of work into accommodating creative people who, you know, being realistic about it, perhaps may not necessarily have access to conferences like this. So they really want everyone that can be there to come. So that is my duty for getting that pitch out there. So yes, take the hat off and put on my other hat of musician. So yes, my name is Alyce Maclean. I guess I was told to sort of talk a bit about myself. So I do live in Sydney, and I am on an internship that is split between the Cape Breton Center for Craft and Design and the Old Sydney Society. So I'm on the Old Sydney Society part. I've been playing music, I guess, for about 10 or so years now. Just kind of scary to think about. And I've sort of lived away doing education and back and forth between Sydney and Fredericton, New Brunswick, and Hamilton, Ontario. And about a year and a half ago, I moved back, and I'm sort of here to stay and open myself up to kind of really wanting to get as involved in the community as I can be. And it's just been remarkable how welcoming it has been to integrate back into Sydney. And it's just been so wonderful. So a lot of my music, I guess, sort of comes from that. It comes from the community in Sydney and just really everyday sort of ideas. I'm going to start with a song called Geraldine that I wrote. It was inspired by a lady who apparently is quite well known, who hitchhikes the Louisbourg Highway. And it's sort of, I played the song for my mom, and she said, she called it a hurtin' song. And so then she's sort of like, that's such a sad song. But I don't feel like it's sad. I just feel like it's sort of a mystery, this woman, Geraldine, who's partially inspired by this lady who hitchhikes to and from Louisbourg. But in my head, I kind of changed her characteristics a little bit. And so to me, she's just sort of this mystery lady. It's not necessarily sad. She's supposed to be more of a mystery. But anyway, you can judge for yourselves. So it's called Geraldine.
Had no hobbies, no husband for her to keep. She ain't got no babies, no. Owns the last house on the street. She don't hang no Christmas lights. No reason to celebrate. No one knows her birthday, oh. They all knew her name. She went by Geraldine. They knew she was Geraldine. They knew she was Geraldine. They knew she was Geraldine. She walked the highway, never asked for a ride. Hands in her pockets and shopping bags hanging by her side. No one knew how she went. Her time had come and gone. Nobody had seen her since. Her kitchen lamp was turned off. She went by Geraldine. They knew she was Geraldine. They knew she was Geraldine. They knew she was Geraldine.
much. It's such a treat to have people listening to me sing. I would also, I would like to thank so much Nicole for inviting me to play this. This is such an honor to get to play first. Such a captive, lovely, intelligent audience. And so it's really exciting. And also, this had meant to happen. Nicole had asked me to play last season, I believe, and it never happened. And I was like, I was so upset that it didn't happen, and felt like I kind of missed out. She said she'd ask me again, but I was like, she might forget. And then she did forget. It was so great. Okay, so this next song I'm gonna play is I feel like all my songs are so obvious what they're about. It's kind of just about, I guess, a love that's away, and you're kind of missing this person, and it's sort of like a lullaby in a bit of a way, I suppose. Many of us with people out west, I feel, can sort of appreciate and respect that feeling of wanting your partner to come back to you.
Come back to me, my love, come back to me. Come back to me, my love, an orange paisley. I love your foolish ways and your boyish charm, and so I will stay right here till I'm safe in your arms. I'll feel your love, my dear, although you're far. I'll feel your love, my dear, although you're far. You love my foolish ways and my guitar, and so I will stay right here till I'm safe in your arms. Ooh. Ooh. And so I will stay right here till I'm safe in your arms.
I guess I'll play this song next. The song, again, I guess, is just sort of about a bit of heartbreak. But when the kind of heartbreak that is more the other person's heartbreak than your heartbreak. And you're kind of walking away like, ooh, sorry about that. Oh. But genuinely, wanting to, this is sort of trying to mend their broken heart instead of your own.
First love, come down, show me your scars. Do they run deep, penetrating far? Do they decorate the inside of your skin? What colors do they bleed, and does it run thick or thin? Ooh. First love, trust me, but not like you did before. You taught me how to love, that let me even the score. I'll be a friend to you, an ear for your stress. You concentrate on joy, and I will take care of the rest. Ooh.
Thank you very much. So that's it for me. I just thank again so much Nudon and Nicole for inviting me to perform for all of you. Thank you so much.